How is it going, everybody? Today we have a great match between two very good runners. I believe this is the third semifinal or quarterfinals match of the tournament. So this is pretty hype. Whoever gets this moves on to the semifinals and then faces off whoever wins the match tomorrow, I believe. On Team Weeb, we have Wilco, who's a very, very good runner. He's been around for quite some time. I believe he has let's say a 50-17. And he recently PB'd by over a minute or about a minute in 120 star yesterday. Or no, it wasn't yesterday, it was in the last week or so. And on Team Clintstevens, we have Flixer, who is starting to become known as one of the most consistent runners in races, or at least tournaments. Hope I don't jinx that. Um, he has 48.52, so he's quite a bit better time wise than Flixer. But sum of best wise, they're very, very close, only 16 seconds apart. So everyone knows that Wilco can pop off at any moment. We just have to wait for it, I guess. Flixer also got two PBs yesterday in 120 star, I believe, bringing him down from a 149 to a 147. So I think this is going to be a very, very good match. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see. Just Womp split scares you. Yeah, Flixer is kind of nuts at Womps. He gets his gold is like a 639, and that's without Pro Cycle. So that's kind of crazy. Not going to lie. We'll be getting started in a couple minutes here. Not a couple minutes, very, very soon, hopefully. We just have to wait for, I think it's Wilco to ready up.
It's me, Mario!
Flixer is indeed a good run.
It's me, Mario!
It looks like the runners are getting started.
Okie dokie!
Wilco looking like he has a little bit of a
Dear Mario, please come to the castle.
faster start than Flixer, but that doesn't really matter since we just add up the times at the end.
Peach.
Like I said, this I think will be a very good race. Flixer obviously has a big advantage with the just much more consistent. We have to try to. But you know, the thing about SM64 is that anything can really happen. You have a better time than when I beat myself to do a very good better like this made one yeah. It's a very unforgiving unforgiving category. And we see Wilco getting a clean lappy skip. And we see Flix doing the same. Next we have bomb clip, another very important trick in the run. If you miss it and get a quick backup, you can lose like 8 to 10 seconds, but you don't want that. 8 to 10 seconds can be pretty annoying. Wilco jumping over the bomb and not grabbing it, getting it cleanly. While missing the bomb grab again. That bomb can be very annoying if you hit it at the wrong angle. Just deciding to go for the pull, it looks like. Now, it is just the beginning. A lot of more stuff can go wrong for Flixer, so it's nothing to worry about, but not what you want to see. Losing about 27 seconds, I would say. 26. Get some slide time guesses in the chat for both Flixer and Wilco. I'm gonna say Flixer's gonna get a 12.7, Wilco's gonna get a 12.9. Or 12.8. 12.3, okay. Sure, buddy. I don't even think that's humanly possible. 12.6 for Wilco, 12.9. Let's see. Looks like a good angle. Oh, that's easily a 12.7, 12.6. 12.6, let's go. Easy for Wilco. Saving that 0.2 on slide, making sure to make his time up. As we see, Flixer going for fast undercoin, not pro cycle. Like I said, I don't think he does pro cycle most of the time, which is pretty nutty because his gold womps is pretty good for no pro cycle. He makes a cycle though, which is the important part. Not losing that time. The ending can screw you over as well though. Right here, if you miss like a side flip or roll out, you can fall off and have to go all the way back up. Did Wilco just go for Salt Quest? Did I miss that? Yeah, Flixer can definitely get pro cycle, but you know, it is hard. It is very hard. You did and missed it? Yeah, that's crazy. I'm surprised you went for that. Yeah, I would be very surprised if he goes for it again. Okay, good. Going for texture setup, which is also still risky in a race. This setup doesn't look too good. He's second guessing himself. But he gets it. There we go. Oh, he goes for it in normal runs? Okay, I did not know that. I guess that makes sense then. See, Flixer barely getting up on the platform, but also going for texture setup. After getting a clean 100 coin and gets it. Very nice from Wilco. I mean, Flixer. Going for Owlus. Ooh, that's an interesting setup. They gets it. He triple jumped a little too far to, or not far enough off of the platform, so I was a little scared, but he got it pretty cleanly, so that's good. Flixer opting to go for the speed kick double jump setup to get up there and gets it as well. And there's so many different options to do so many different tricks in this game. That's what makes it a very fun and versatile speedrun for people with different levels of skill. Wilco also going for same 100 coin as Flixer did. Gets up there cleanly. And makes the cycle, not a problem. Ooh, gets a firstie. That could have been bad. Ooh, barely gets the blue coin there. That RNG was not great, but played with it nice. Yeah, Flixer has insane movement and insane consistency, which makes him an extremely dangerous player to run against, to race against. I believe Flixer just got wild blue while I was paying attention to Wilco's 100 coin. Not too bad of a star. It is good that both runners also going for the Womps 9 route. That makes judging the race a lot easier. I believe both of them have the same route. Actually, CCM might be different. I think both go for CCM 18 though, from what I can see on their splits, so that's okay. That's good. Flixers are going to be getting like a 644 wumps, I believe, 643, which is pretty good. Like 5 off his gold, 4 off his gold. Ooh, barely getting up there with a dive. I don't like doing that dive, it's very sketchy. Yeah, very clean wumps from Flixer. Just a couple movement mistakes, but no big mistakes, which is what matters. Right, let's get some more guesses on the slide times for Flixer and Wilco. Flixer obviously will be a bit ahead. 14.2. Okay. Don't think you know how this game works, but I'm gonna say 12.7. 12.6, of course. Always 0.1 off. So we can see Wilco with a 723 wumps, only 40 seconds behind. It's not what you want at the beginning, but like I said, he can make up a lot of time in the end game if Flixer messes up, and the end game is usually the hard part. Yeah, luckily Flixer didn't bonk, but we'll see if Wilco gets that 14.2 for you. Usually runners don't mess up the slide. Hope I don't jinx that. At least runners of this level. Okay, I'm gonna guess the 12.7. 12.6, okay, 12.6 for Wilco. That's pretty solid. 12.6 is pretty much what you want. Because 12.5 is obtainable, but it's a lot harder. We see Flixer gets a clean wing cap. We see Wilco go into wing cap. Wing cap is an underrated stage that you can lose a lot of time in if you have bad flying. Like I didn't even notice. I've been losing like close to 4 seconds on wing cap to top runners, even though it's a pretty straightforward stage. I just see Flixer going for Dark World Reds. Ooh, ledge grab. I don't know if yeah, that's gonna be a miss. Ooh, trying to save the shake cycle by going for some nutty movement, but doesn't get it, so it'd definitely be going for normal cycle now. Which I think loses 2 seconds. Well, let's see what cycle he gets. Always going for the risky. Oh, that's side. No! Flixer! That side flip. He should not have gone for that. Okay, and just like that, Wilco has a lead. That's how Mario 64 goes. Oh. Okay, well, Flixer going again for Dark World Red, so is Wilco. Wilco, get Shigeru Cycle. Or on pace for Shigeru Cycle, sorry. It looks like Flixer is too, unless he messed up. Yeah, Flixer should have not gone for that. That was a very tight one to make with a jump kick. He should have lunged into it probably, but either way, can't really do anything about it now. See, Wilco with a very clean Dark World. Flixer, you know, getting a clean second one. So only about 5 to 7 seconds behind now. Just like that, lead is switched very easily. Both runners hitting the throw. That's exactly what I meant in the beginning when I said this game is very unforgiving. I mean, one small mistake from Flixer and he now lost that 40-second lead. That looks to be behind by 6 seconds. Now, this is pretty much a grace period of the run. You have the Island Star in BOB, which is pretty simple. You have CCM, which isn't too bad. It can go wrong, but usually not too wrong. And then BBH, which is pretty simple. That's all before basement, which can be pretty upsetting sometimes if stuff doesn't go your way. Both getting up to the star. Flixer taking a little bit, but still getting it. Not too bad. See Wilco going to CCM with Flixer very close behind. Wilco going for Baby Penguin Star first. That's very interesting. You don't usually see that. Most runners go for the wall kicks will work star first, just because it's the hardest star. And other runners typically go for what Flixer's going for first. The what's it called? The slide star. I used to go for the one Flixer's going for first, but then I died 2 times in a row to having 2 good runs. 2 wall kicks will work, so now I do that first. And I think that's why most runners do it first as well. There's the Wilco going for it. Gets the wall kick. Gets it cleanly. There you go. That's what you like to see. Flixer following suit. Clean as well. Both runners executing it pretty perfectly. Can't really do much better than that besides just back flipping quicker, but that's kind of annoying to set up. It looks like Flixer is saving Baby Penguin Star for last. Very interesting. But he's going for 100 coin. We'll see how he wants to do this, if he wants to get a backup red or not. We're missing that red coin. Not getting a backup red. We'll see if that... Oh, does get it. Okay, good. I highly recommend everyone to get a backup red in a race, because you do not want to miss too many coins on the slide and automatically lose almost a minute. Just from stupidity. Not from stupidity on their part, from the stupid penguin. No one likes that penguin in this game. Wilco not opting for the safety red. Hopefully he'll be okay. We don't want to see another huge lead change. Flixer missing 2 coins there, but since he got the red, it's completely fine and completely wanted as well. You want to end the slide with 100 coins, because if you do not, the star spawns a little ahead of the ending, and you lose a little bit of time. Wilco missing the first coin. He can't miss another one. But he got all the ones that are hard to get, so he should be good as long as nothing stupid happens. Wilco is indeed built different. He gets it. No big mistakes. That's what you like to see. What you like to see. Lucy Flixer finishing up, getting the Baby Penguin Star. Wilco increased his lead quite a bit. Somehow. What did Flixer mess up? I don't think he really messed up anything. That's kind of interesting. Unless I am forgetting. Looks to be about 15 seconds ahead. Not too sure. It's hard to read their splits from at least a restream, but yeah, it looks to be 16 seconds ahead. Okay. You know, that's how it just changes. That's how leads change for somehow. BBH, the scariest stage in the game. Not actually, because it's pretty easy, at least in 70 star. But you know, when you're a kid, when you're playing this game, you know, that piano, the booze, pretty spooky stuff. We see Wilco getting the blue star pretty easily. Not too much of a problem there. And Flixer doing the same. That star can be pretty annoying sometimes, but most of the time it's not. You can just screw yourself over and long jump too early and bonk into the boo and fall off the edge. But that usually doesn't happen for players at this late level. She had a nightmare about being chased by the piano. That's interesting. Probably some deep trauma there. You're like 6, yeah. I mean, there's two things in the game that usually scare people. Wilco with a nice punch grab mips, but yeah, there's two things that usually scare people when they're children. It's the piano in BBH and the eel in JRB. The piano, just because it's, you know, it's scary. I mean, it has teeth, and I mean, the eel it's ugly, I guess. There's nothing too scary about it, except that's how it looks, I guess. Wilco missing the bomb grab. If you're gonna miss Pillarless, that's how you want to miss it. You don't waste your time going for the setup. Going for the Talon backup. It gets bonked. Doesn't die, thankfully. That Talon backup is very scary because that can happen and you can also die, which is pretty brutal. Flixer getting Pillarless. I wasn't watching, but I'm pretty sure he usually goes for Tomopless, so that's going to save a good amount of time over Wilco. No, the players cannot hear the commentator at Deuces unless they're watching the race themselves, like on the stream, which some do. Wilco, no, that's one of the most annoying mistakes. Getting that plus grab. That happens somewhat often, not often, but when it does happen, it's very annoying. It's just a matter of pressing up on the control stick before jumping. Missing the bomb grab again, doesn't get big bomb. Flixer now with a pretty solid lead, taking it back after that Dark Roll death. But yeah, that mistake is basically if you press up on the control stick to go forward before pressing A, because then your direction changes, and that screws you over. We'll go going for the very safe. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, that could have been very bad. It looked like he ground pounded late, but gets the ground pound. There we go. And losing a lot of time. That's not what you want to see. I see Flixer going for a ledge grab, Liss, Bully Star. Very, very nice from him. Yeah, 27 seconds ahead Flixer is, so this lead keeps on changing. That's really how it goes in this game. You know, a lot of games like, I think Mario Odyssey is a very consistent game, at least for top runners. So you usually don't see this type of stuff, but Mario 64 has a lot of unforgiving mistakes. Flixer looks like going for Pro Boost. Gets it. That's not an easy strat. It's the hardest but fastest log boost cycle, but gets it cleanly. Good for him. I think it saves about 0.7 to a second on Akira boost, which is one I do. Wilco getting the ledge grab, getting bombed. Hopefully he can back this up well. And does. Not going for the long jump, which would have been risky to go for anyway. Oh no, ledge grabs anyway, and takes a death. No, he didn't go for the long jump because he didn't want to ledge grab. And if you ledge grab, you die, which as you can see is what just happened. Oh man, Wilco. That's very good for Flixer though. And I agreed with, why is he, Wilco is taking very long to get up from that ledge grab. I don't know why. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but he did 2 times in a row. Takes a burn, but luckily he does not have that extra fire damage. That would have been very unfortunate if he died again to that star. Jeez. Flixer not getting, oh, he got really screwed over there. He didn't get the triple jump off and dived off, taking the death. This race is so scuffed right now. The thing is, like, he didn't get the triple jump off, but he still could have made it onto the platform if he burned and got up. But he bonked on the pole and died because of it. That was crazy. I've never seen that death before in that way. Because usually that doesn't happen. But, I mean, I guess that somewhat evens out the playing field, but Flixer still has a very sizable lead. It's hard to know exactly how much because they are going for different star orders. This is one of the stages where it doesn't matter in 70 star what stars you do in what order. But in 120 star it does matter because the shell for 100 coin doesn't spawn until you do all of the stars on the outside, I believe. Or at least whatever the 4th star is in the game or in the level. Flixer taking a burn, but that's alright. Gonna lose a little bit of time, but not taking a death. Flixer with, it looks like a 2234 LLL. Go's probably gonna get a, if I can guess, like a 2320 something. I'm not sure exactly what star he has left.
Go.
2319? Yeah, 2319. Not bad at all. Sorry, 2318. What's that? Only behind by 45 seconds, I think. So it's basically the lead that Flixer had out of Womps again. Flixer having a scuffed chest, not getting the last chest. Oh, this isn't good. He's not gonna, I doubt he's gonna die because it's pretty hard to die. But he does get the last chest, thankfully. And I was about to say that DDD is kind of another grace period. Just because it's fairly easy. As long as you don't go for front sub, which I don't think these runners do. Yeah, if Flixer didn't die in Dark World, he would be popping off right now. So that's about, that was what? I want to actually look at his splits. I can't. Okay. You think he does front sub? Well, we'll see, I guess. Front sub, looks like he's not going for it. Front sub really isn't worth it. It saves 2 to 4 seconds, I think. It's pretty, not that bad. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's hard in 70 star. And it only saves 2 to 4 seconds, which is not worth it at this level. It's not really worth it unless you're going for a top 10 time, I would say. Yeah, that death by Flixer probably lost close to 50 seconds. If that didn't happen, yeah, he would have like a 2144 LL exit, which is very easy, low 49 pace for him. Ooh, Flixer getting bombed by the Manta. I didn't even know that could happen. Never really see that, but finishing up the DD, pretty simple for him, except for that chest mistake. OC, Fire Sea, Flixer, this is a scary stage. Usually runners don't take a death at this level, but if you miss Lava Boost cycle and early cycle, you lose 18 seconds automatically. There's nothing you can do about it. If you still get early cycle though, I think it's only 8 to 10 seconds lost. But Flixer looking clean so far, getting all the movement. As long as he gets this last long jump, he looks good, yeah. We see Wilco doing the same, so Wilco not being able to make up that time. Because Flixer is just too good, but does get burned at the end. Oh no. Okay, we're good. Wait, Wilco missing the red coin and accidentally getting on the elevator going to the top. He's gonna have to fall back down, I think. Oh, and bonks. This is not good for Wilco. He's missing that cycle and could very easily miss another one if he doesn't go fast right here. Jeez, that's not a common mistake. Come on, Wilco, you got this, man. Don't give up now, please. Wait, did he get the other red coin? He missed the coin. He did not get... He only has 4. He needs 5. Wilco. He's not gonna realize. Oh no, dude. This is not good for Wilco. He might as well just take the death here. If he takes the death, it's good, because he doesn't realize that he missed the coin at the beginning. He's gonna be very surprised here when this happens. Wilco! Oh no. Oh, that's not good. This is... I mean, he's losing multiple minutes here. That's how it is. Yeah, he didn't realize that he had to go back and get that since he screwed over the elevator part. That's... Yeah, I feel bad too. That mistake does not happen a lot. It's... It's not good. Flixer getting double box break. That's some positive news. Yeah, I mean, you obviously want your team to win, but you know, you never want the opposing racer to play or to make unlucky mistakes like that. You know, it's just a slip of the mind. Stuff like that happens. It moves on. It's like Flixer having an okay 100 coin now. As we see Wilco finishing up Fire C. That was very unfortunate, but I mean, it happens. It happens. Flixer with a very that could have been very bad if he got bad RNG. That bomb throw was very close to the edge. Wilco getting the throw. Exactly, dude. It's not over till it's over. And this is a team event. And I believe Wilco's team does have the better PBs for the other 2 games. But I could be very wrong. So yeah, that was not optimal. 29-35 Fire C. Yeah. Flixer now has over a 2-minute lead. That's not what you want to see. But, you know, as everyone who follows the game knows, Flixer missing the triple on wall kick. I'm surprised he went for it. He almost never goes for it. He must not be watching and thinks he's behind right now. Because I never see him go for that, unless he's been doing it more recently. Yeah, as I was saying, a lot of people in this game know that the last part of the game, Tiffy, is the hardest part of the game. So, Wilco just is hoping for some mistakes on Flixer's part at this point. There's not a lot he can do if Flixer plays well. You're missing a coin, but you can miss 1 coin in this route, so it's okay. Not too much of a problem. Some shade happening in the chat for Doge and Infinite. See, Flixer opting not to go for the second triple on wall kick, which is very smart, since he did miss the first one. And the second one really isn't worth it. The first one can save like 4 seconds, I think. The second one only saves like 2. And the triple jump wall kick is extremely hard. So in race is definitely not worth it unless you need to make up that time, which Flixer definitely does not. Flixer with a bonk, that's a very annoying mistake. You don't want to see that, but it doesn't lose time, so it doesn't really matter. Or barely loses time. I really like Flixer's mountain clip. I think he went for the triple jump method, which is newer, I guess. But the left side has been around for a couple months and is very, very easy, very, very nice. That's what you like to see. Another bonk from Flixer. That's a very interesting mistake to see. This is not a mistake you do see, though. Twice in a row, at least. It's just about timing the wall kick. Gets the front star pretty cleanly. Alright, gets the wall kick the third time. Third time's a charm. Going for secrets, which, you know, I mean, you can lose time if you just miss an input, the lag. Or if that happens, if you miss that clip, which that's a pretty annoying clip sometimes. You have to have a lot of speed to clip through it. And Flixer did not, sadly. But still gets a star. Not too big of problems in THI for him. Wilco just finishing up with Jaro, going to THI, so a full THI behind, so about 2 minutes, yeah. Close to 2 minutes still. I think Wilco might have had a cleaner with dry rolls. Make up a little bit of time. It's a very interesting angle on that long jump. Opting to go for a back of long jump, which almost never works because you never have enough speed from that angle. But luckily gets a star. Odyssey, Flixer going for mountain clip, very fast. Not insta clip, very close. Very fast mountain star or waterfall star from Flixer. See, Wilco going for the left side, but not the triple jump method that Flixer did. Still getting it. Flixer getting the second triple jump wall kick, or not triple jump, sorry, log wall kick. That trick can be annoying if it's not going your way. You can fall down, which loses, I think, like 12 seconds, maybe? 8 to 12. See Wilco finishing up THI. Flixer going for a really good res movement. TTM res is one of my favorite stars to watch, the single star record. If you haven't seen Do Whatever single star record for this star, you should definitely watch it. The movement is just nuts. It's extremely clean. Extremely fast. Very good from Flixer, making a couple mistakes, but, you know, not bad at all. Very good TTM from Flixer so far. Going for the slower box method. I see a lot of runners do this, and I don't know why. I think it's slower than the one where you just head on it straight on. And the one where you just go straight on is pretty easy. Yeah, if Wilco had a clean fire seat, it would be close. Taking the bonk, though. Oh, I think he got a first frame off that first wall kick, which is very annoying because it just messes up your whole, whatever it's called, your whole stature, I guess. You're not used to it, so you don't expect it. That's a very annoying mistake. I empathize with him. I'm Steve Flicker finishing up TTM. Now going to SL. Very interesting stage, you know. The Snowman's Head star is really the only hard star, but you can make mistakes on the other stars if you screw yourself over. Yeah, Flexor taking that bonk. That bonk happens a lot. I'm still not sure why it happens. That looks like a good angle to me. It must have just been an untimed wall kick. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about this game. You know, you have things like first frame wall kicks, which aren't glitchy. It's just a matter of, you know, pressing A on the first frame you hit the wall, which can save you time in some tricks and lose you time in a lot of tricks. I think more on the looping time is usually how it goes. But there are tricks where you can save the time. Such as double firsties in Dark World. I think that's really one of the only instances. Nico having some trouble with res. Flixer ledge grabbing the inside of the igloo. It's not even igloo, it's an ice box. I believe that's what they call in the game. Actually, they just say the star is called Into the Deep Freeze, which I'm not sure exactly what that means. But gets the last star in SL pretty easy. As Cheese called it, the Ice Cube star, yeah. There's a lot of funny names you go for. I was just called it Ice Box, because it's a box made of ice. Probably a box, since it's like weirdly shaped, but it's whatever, it's technical, it doesn't matter. So about a whole SL ahead, Flixer is, that's about 1:50 to 2 minutes. Yeah, that fire seed just kind of put him in the gutter. Probably messed up his mental too, so now he's probably not playing as well as he could have. Plus 213, yeah. HMC is pretty much another grace period, I would say. Before Tippy, you know, it's not too hard. It's actually one of the easier stages in my opinion, luckily. That's why a lot of people prefer to do it later than before. Since it's a good break from upstairs before Tippy. Wilco having some trouble with the star in the box, but getting it. Believe me though, like, I've had my fair share of HMC meltdowns, but they are few and far between compared to, you know, stuff like upstairs, or Fire C, or Tippy. Definitely Tippy. Tippy definitely has the most meltdowns for every runner, I would say. It really is annoying the way that SM64 is structured, because the hardest part of the game, in my opinion, is the ending, and WOMPs, which is the very beginning. At least the hardest to do fast, I would say. Momps isn't too bad if you're going for safe strats, but if you're doing top level strats, it can be very annoying to stay close to your goal. As you see, Wilco with a 40-50 SL exit. What was Flixer's? 38-39? Yeah, that's 221. Or no, 211. That's unfortunate, but I mean, it was expected that Fixer would win, since his PB is quite a bit better, but you usually don't see the mistakes that Wilco has made, at least in Varsity. Like missing, what happened in Varsity even? Like missing that, or getting on the elevator accidentally and then having to go back down. It happens. It loses probably like 20 seconds. It only really misses the cycle, which is 18 to 20 seconds, which isn't too bad. But he forgot he got the red coin, or forgot he didn't get the red coin. So he got all the way up, had to go all the way back down, had to go all the way back up. That lost a lot of time. Yeah, exactly. If he grinded 70, he would definitely get a really good time, but he doesn't grind 70. Or hasn't been lately, at least. Let's see, Flicksher going up to Tippy. Looking to be on mid-50 pace. Not a bad run for the mistakes he's made. That Death in Dark World, yeah, kind of ruined the 49 for him, but he'll get a good time. Rainbow Ride. The easier of the Tippy stages, I would say. It's definitely easier than TUC in my opinion, and Bits. But it doesn't matter how easy it is because any mistake you make can cost you a death. With how the stage layout is. Getting the pole grab though, very nice. Very clean from him, losing a little bit of time just on basic movement, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Just want to get the tricks and get them cleanly, which he did. We'll see if he goes for the pro triangle strat. I know he does it in runs usually, but races are obviously a bit different. I myself ought to not go for in races, but do it in runs. Since if you get like a late wall kick or something, you just die. Or just miss the wall kick altogether, I mean. Getting the reds, a little bit of a struggle there, but still gets them. Not too bad. As we see Wilco finishing up HMC, not too bad from him. 310, 309, yeah, that's pretty good, pretty solid. See, Fletcher is going for pro triangles and looks to get the ledge grab and then gets that. And gets the movement as well. That star is very annoying to learn, but once you do it, it's so fun. Just the movement is so clean. It's very fun to do. But that ledge grab is probably the most annoying part, because you can easily not get enough speed when long jumping, and then miss the ledge grab altogether, which obviously results in death. Elixir finishing up. It looks to be a 258. 258, Rainbow Ride, not bad at all. What's my PB? I have a 50-20. So, yeah, like 3 seconds behind Wilco. But Flixer is obviously on another level than any of us. I believe he started the tournament with a mid-49, I would say. Now he has a mid-high 50, or mid-high 48, sorry. Okay, 49-18 we got captured. Okay, so still bumped it up a good amount. This is what you like to see. I think tournaments bring out the best in players when grinding. A lot PB during them. I know I PB'd a lot in tournaments, at least over the course of tournaments, not exactly in them, but yeah. Wilco, looks like he got, did he get? I think he got lack to balance, and now messing up a little with red coins, but you know, you can't really die on this star, which is the important part. It's pretty much the only star that if you messed up in Rainbow Ride, you won't die. Flixer with a very clean undercoin, but that's beginning. That box break at the end is not easy as well, so good on him for getting that.
Here we go!
I have to wait for the full-on cycle. Still gets it. 144, not bad. With I believe, yeah, he definitely did grab to it first. Okay. So 144, grabbing to it first. Pretty good. Yeah, D-Whatever is on another level. Can't really compare anyone to him. Literally anyone in the world, since no one's close to him in second start, somehow.
Here we go!
See Wilco finishing up Rainbow Ride.
Here we go!
Flixter getting 2 clean flippy stars. I call them flippies, I don't know. That's just what I've heard them called first. A lot of people just call it moving TTC, but that's boring. Called flippies. Looks like Wilco's going for 100 coins as well. Flixer getting his last star to flippies. You know, that setup can be annoying for like getting the triple jump on there and then getting all the way up. But after you do it a while, it's really just muscle memory. It's not too bad. I recommend a lot of runners that have like mid to high 50s to at least practice it, try to get it. Because if you can get it consistently and you do it all 3 times, it saves like 30 seconds over the whole TDC. Flixer getting to the top, having some trouble with side flip, but still gets it. Very clean. That's what you like to see. See Wilco now going for his flippy stars. Ooh, taking a fall, not a death though, but it is annoying to back this up. Gets up there, going for the triple jump, doesn't get burned, luckily. Gets the star. You know, small time loss, I'd say like 10 to 15 second time lost. Which isn't what you want after you've already compacted a lot of time loss. But Flixer finishing up SSL, or why did I say SSL? TTC. Probably gonna be on very low 51 pace, I would say. Maybe high 50 pace if he clutches it out. I know his gold has Monoma right side, which I don't think he'll go for in a race. Yeah, not going for it, which I completely agree with. Making the second fastest cycle though still, with that movement, which is pretty solid. Flixer is kind of a nut at bits because he really only did 16 star for the first year or so of playing the game, I think is what he said. It has like a very good time in that category. Wilco getting his moving stars. Getting moving left easily, very easy for him. Yeah, he's on high 50 pace right now, so not a bad race time after, you know, a death in Dark World. And then, well, way to spoil it, Flixer. Way to spoil it. SMH. Gets 2-2 throws, 2-2 throws. And looks like it's going to be a 55 or 56 from Flixer. GG's to him. Very solid race from Flixer besides, you know, that Death in Dark World was annoying, but besides that, long jump to the left of the star, 50-57. GG's, Flixer, GG's.
GG's,
Yeah,
Flixer.
Yeah, besides that Death and Dark World, that was very clean, definitely. And we'll wait for Wilco to finish up. I'll stay here until that, and then after that, I'll hand it off to Shout Plenty, our SMS commentator. How you doing, man?
I'm doing alright. I got here with when SM64 was 2 minutes in, and I've just been eating since then, and I still haven't finished eating.
Gosh.
The race was just so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, this game
Eating
does
mad
go pretty
food.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I see Wilco finishing up TTC, going into bits now. Looks to be on pace for mid 53. Probably going to be about 3 minutes behind Flixer, which, I mean, it's not what you want, but it's not too bad. It could have been a lot worse, as bad as it was. I guess that's a hopeful way to look at it. Pretty sure Wilco goes for safer strats than Flixer. Not sure if he does a moving left or not. But does go for the fast virtual jump there. Not going to make Monimo though, so it doesn't really matter.
Mario.
So Flixer giving his team a very good lead to start off. I think Team WEEB does have better SMS or SMO times, so I mean, you really want that lead. You really want it. Okay, we'll go with a very clean bits. Heading into the pipe.
How far behind is he? I didn't spot.
Uh,
What do we think about 3 minutes?
let me think. Flixer's time was a 50-57, so a little under 3 minutes if Wilco hits all these throws.
Nice.
So pretty solid lead for Flixer's team. And hits all three throws, very good. That's a good way to end it. You know, mistakes happen. Having a clean bits is always a good way to end a run.
They only remember you for your first level and your last level.
True. 53-39. So, you know, a minute 38 or 3 minutes, 2 minutes 38 difference, I think, something like that. So, you know,
2:30. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, GG's to Wilco. GG's to Flixer. Very good match, very good race. I'm gonna head out now. Good luck to both teams, and yeah.
All right, nice one. See you around.
Yeah, you too, man. See ya.
Fortunately, right, the first like 7 minutes of SMS are just cutscenes and this like really easy shine that there's not much to say about it. Airstrip shine is a funny one because like the individual level was hotly contested because people had left it really unoptimized, and then all sorts of up and coming players had like taken the world record, and one of them used the cheat code incorrectly by accident, and so there was that wasn't a drama. I don't even know how to put it. It was just unfortunate for him. But yeah, Airstrip. And now another 3 minutes or so of cutscenes. In which time, I guess, we hope, yeah, the restream will be all stable, because it was pretty good for SM64. I quite enjoyed watching it, just chilling. Cutscenes. Failfish. No, that's not Failfish. That's not like this. Yeah. Gives me a bit of time to like just chat. How's chat doing? Well, SB and Switchmaster, I guess I could say a bit about them. They're I think quite similar players, in that they're more specialists of long categories. Both have good any percent times and better 120 times. It's kind of hard to compare because like 120 shines is less popular, so it's less optimized overall, or at least like not everyone has pushed themselves as far as they can. But SB, for example, picks up world records for a lot of the full game categories that are somewhere between any percent and 120 shines. So like 96, which is everything except blue coins. It's a surprise because no one expected that record to fall down anytime soon. And 79 as well, so he has 2 world records now. And he's better than Switch in both any percent and 120. Switch has a bit of an advantage in individual levels, but I haven't watched either of them that much to really know how that translates into their movement, so I'll definitely pay attention.
This appears to be quite a predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution, but the pollution itself is not the main problem. Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a shine sprite.
A split pedal. Nice one.
Power on Isle Delfino.
I don't have a pedal, right? I just put my entire keyboard on the floor. That's how I do it. Although I don't use it for splitting, I use it for resetting a save state for practice, because you can use auto splitter. But yeah, I think pedals are the way forward. If anyone's getting into selling stuff for speedrunners, people just don't know what they're missing out on until they get a pedal. So Switch has a, what was it, a 115 PB. I'm just checking, I'm keep looking at the wrong category on speedrun.com. Speedrun.com always takes 5 seconds to load the SMS leaderboard because there are over 1,000 runs on it, and they just haven't figured out how to, like, you know, load it in parts or anything to optimize the website. So yeah, Switch is 25th with a 115.29, and SB just recently got a 114. So there are only 17 people who have a 114. It's a very prestigious goal because there's only one person with a 113. So yeah, oh man, how many runs are on the SMO leaderboard? I don't want to check because I'll just be sitting here for 10 seconds waiting and not talking because I'm like, when is this gonna load? Jesus. 2,500. Yeah, it's twice as many as SMS. Madness. An absolute mad thing. Beginning of the run's pretty straightforward. Plant unlocks and things. There are a few different strats. I need to focus a bit better. I imagine Switch went over the building because everyone does that. It's it's one of those things that's not hard to do, but it's hard to do fast. And if you're a lower level player, you don't even notice where you're losing time doing it. You just think, oh, okay, I can kind of do the hard strat, but you would have saved time doing the easier one. It's part of your learning experience with Mario speedruns in general is learning to see what's fast and what's not, and that's kind of what eventually informs your potential. If you put in enough practice, if you can just tell that you're being fast or if you're being slow. But yeah, heading into Bianco 2, let's do some level shines. This is one of the levels that people always learn first, but it's like very difficult to get good at because it's one of the ones that most depends on experience. It looks very easy. Well, the movement at the beginning is pretty easy, there's not much to say about it. But here the spider is completely random where it is and you need to bounce off it, so you need to be able to react. So here, this reaction is pretty messed up, but he managed to pull it off. Only a good runner would ever try to bounce off the spider in that position. That's one of the worst ones. Because a lower level runner would bait the spider by just jumping out closer to the windmill, and then the spider follows Mario. It reacts to where you are. And so, as a result of that, Switch had to do a slower cycle on the windmill. So he lost about... That cycle is like 6 or 7 seconds slower than the fastest ones that they go for. And the PT fight also not too interesting, but it actually has I'm at least gassed about it because like we figured out some visual cues that make it very consistent recently, so it's hype. It's fun to learn. You're trying to ground pound PT without the arrow showing up. The arrow shows up for like a couple of frames. I think that's what people have said. As in you have 2 frames where the arrow doesn't appear, in which to ground pound the first 2 frames, and if you pound after. If you're 3 frames or slower, then you can tell because you can see the arrow. I don't know why I'm struggling to explain that. It's a very simple concept. But yeah. I think he messed up the shine grab. No, he didn't. I thought he had, but I didn't notice he ground pounded. It's actually really weird. When you ground pound, your hitbox gets extended upwards. So you'll see people ground pound to grab ropes that are above their heads quite often. But also you can grab a shine from lower down, which is often faster. There's a bit of new movement that was invented for Bianco 3. I wonder if Switch is gonna go for it. I would guess no, because I don't remember him playing ILs lately, but let's have a look. Yeah, classic movement. It's a bit more complicated than the new movement, but the new movement, it looks easier than it is, because you can just mess it up even though it's just like a single water slide. The angle is very particular. First secret level. Nice and easy, safe strat. Say nice and easy, it's still kind of tricky because, you know, all these jumps are like 4 frame windows. You have to be concentrating, but you will almost always get it if you are. Just nerves can often get in the way. What is this cough, man? One sec. Anyway, I promise that was not Corona, although I just sat down and I'm seeing spots. Alright, they've gone away. So, travel skip. He's gonna spray the plant, and during the plant cutscene, so he's unlocking Rico, one of the future worlds. And during the cutscene, he's gonna enter Bianco, thereby skipping the travel time. Because cutscenes force your position, right? They put you in front of the thing that you just unlocked. But if he's already entered Bianco, then the game can't get to him fast enough. So he enters Bianco, easy, and the cutscene happens and glitches out. That was actually, like, I can tell from just watching how long the cutscene of him entering Bianco was, that he actually got there really early, so that was a really, really clean travel skip. Because usually you only get, you're only in front of the thing for like 0.2 seconds or something, and then it immediately just, that's an exaggeration maybe, but like 0.4. Bianco 4. Solid movement level, lots of fundamentals. Lots of, yeah, conserving speed is very important in this level. It's just things like where you roll out, when you roll out. This spin jump here carries the momentum of a rollout. If you roll out on an upward surface, Mario starts sprinting. For some reason, I've actually never quite figured out why that is, but he sprints, and so if you just immediately spin jump out of that, you carry a lot of momentum, and so your intuition as an SMS runner is if you see like a slope, you just dive onto it, and then press A twice, and you roll out and sprint, and then input a spin just before you press A, and you get a momentum spin jump. Yeah, most top level players play the GameCube version on the Wii, and the reason the Wii is used is because it's a lot easier to homebrew, and in general this game has solid practice tools that you want to be using if you can, either an emulator or a console that has cheat codes. We don't have a practice ROM yet. Like, this will happen one day, but really not that many people are working on hacking in SMS in general. So we don't have, like, Usamune But I mean, we have more than Odyssey, so. Kick W. Yeah, I think everyone's left 3DAS except maybe Tobo, the old school Japanese runner. Do you think anyone's possible of a 113 besides Dide? Yeah, I think JJ is going to get a 113. It's a matter of time. If he keeps playing, he's just definitely good enough, and a lot of others are at that level. But they just haven't been motivated, and it takes, as you can imagine, a lot. Yeah, it has to be all fresh in your head. You've got to have practiced. And there's so much RNG that your mental has to be very strong to just survive the grind. Like, this game has, you know, the top runner is 2.5 minutes off some of best in the world record, and two minutes would be like good for him. So it's just a struggle. I know SMO is down to like 30 seconds, I think, and there's some 64 somewhere in between for 70 stuff. Yeah. The movement is really fun to watch. Hopefully every now and again I'll find some inspiration to tell you about some little detail, because I think it's really interesting to look at the movement at a really small level. Like, the little optimizations are really cool. And in general, it's the satisfying thing is learning what's fast, like I've said. You know, it's not so satisfying to be good at this bloody RNG level, for example. So SB's just entered Bianco 5 and Switch has just exited it, and Bianco 5, it's typically like 2.5 minutes? Or is it 1.5 minutes? I think it's 2.5 minutes. Chaos has been less than 20 off, yeah. He did seem pretty fixated, you know. It sounded like from reading his tweets that he was really focused and diligent about it. So it's interesting. Lots of time save obviously found since then. 7 PM and I sound tired. Yeah, I had a long day. I don't know. I didn't really have a long day. I'm just always tired. It's hard to sleep. It's like 0 degrees outside again. Oh, actually, that's at night. It's like 5 during the day. It's Celsius. But I'm just usually quite dopey. Entering Gelato, which has... how did someone describe what Gelato is like? Gelato 1 is a good level, actually. That one you can't complain about. But then 2 is... Yeah, 2 is a huge amount of RNG, 3 is an auto-scroller, 4 is... Sandbirds, Jesus. 5 is this trivial race, and then 6 is just RNG. One of them is RNG and an auto-scroller, I can't even remember which one, but to hell with all that crap, we're gonna skip them all. We do Gelato 8 in Gelato 1. I'm gonna grab a coconut. Coconuts push Mario a lot. They're used for... That was unlucky. That was RNG because of the spray. But he managed to find the other coconut in a not too bad location. Yeah, fruits push Mario, and so most of the clips we do in the game are using fruits. It's a really fast setup here. You throw it on the roof grab to get the right angle, so you can run against the fruit, and then hover at the right time, tap back, and you're in. So you just kind of glide on the inside of the roof. And you clip in by getting pushed by the coconut. Very nice. Definitely want to be doing that strat if you can, once you learn it. There's obviously a simplified beginner strat as well, which does... It's just, yeah, the roof throw part is hard because it's very buttonsy. You gotta like yeet the coconut on the roof and then grab the roof to get your angle, and then get up and grab the coconut before it rolls off the roof. So it's quite, yeah, you gotta be fast. Beginners would just grab the pole at the bottom, get the angle, and then take their time getting up on the roof. Backflip for life. Boomer strats for life. I've always felt like Doak has boomer energy. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. Even when he's not strictly a boomer. Clean piece of movement here that we're going to see is using first person to redirect in midair. Get a wall kick off the wall and you're up. This is self-explanatory. It's just cool to note that the first person, which is the Y button, can do that. It gives you lots of interesting movement options in like different situations. So it's always nice to have options. Just makes it fun to optimize things. This level has about 24 RNG patterns, but like one of them is just more common than the others, and so that's usually the one that people end up doing. And it's probably this one, but there's a chance it's not this one. We'll find out after the third chomp. And it is the most common pattern. Let's go. I don't actually know how the probabilities work and if this is supposed to be the most common pattern, but it's definitely the one you always see, so I don't know. Did you guys add the 238 time loss at the end of Wilco's team's time? Yeah, I think the final times end up being summed individually. Excuse my throat. So like all the times that people have finished, they just get added up. So this is what you see in front of you is loosely how people are syncs up, but it kind of effectively gets retimed at the end. Man, I'm gonna cough again, BRB. Oof. I think I was sleeping next to an open window or something, I don't even know anymore. It's not perfectly synced, but if they're close, so we will resync. Makes sense. Switch to doing the auto-scroller level. You don't usually see people going for the individual level strat, because even though you could get a PB in it during an actual run, because the timer is there on the screen, you will probably die in doing it. Which is just the cruel fate of an ILer. In most situations, to be honest. SB gets a slow pattern, so he's going to lose even more time. The slow pattern where the first chomp is off on the right, and then you have to like go and get the other one. You can actually swap the order you do the chomps in, but that leads to a strat that has more variance. The best case is faster, the worst case is slower, and it's also a lot harder, so people don't go for it unless it's today. A few other exceptions as well. This damage boost is really cool. Get hit by the wind. Switch doing the simpler version of this. There are some try-hard variants that are pretty difficult, but he gets it super cleanly. No mistakes on a level that people, maybe even like a third of the time, make at least one mistake on. It's very precise and technical movement. Try-hard versions for every level, okay, yeah. That's interesting. I wonder how that is in... Because I think 64 is going to be the same. 64, most IL strats are not even... you can't even consider doing them RTA, I don't think. But in SMS, you could go for most of them. Not all of them. But I don't know what it's like in SMO. So yeah, he's about 2 levels ahead. The right pattern here, the slowest of the 3. A lot of perfect wall kicks, you can imagine. It's surprising that in SMS the IL strats don't end up being that hard, so I've always found it interesting. It's like Ouija always says, you know, because Ouija is foremost a good RTA player. Yet he's really dominant in ILs, in SMS, compared to SM64, where he's less. I don't know how good he is, but he always says he's not very dominant. And so what the difference is that in SMS it's ILs and RTA are a lot more lined up. Whereas in SM64 it's kind of a career thing, you have to dedicate your life to it. You won't be good at it RTA, I don't think. I'm not sure. GWK isn't barely RTA viable. Yeah, that makes sense. GWK, all the things. This level has Pianta 5, some fairly tricky movement at the beginning. You just have to be careful, I guess it's not unduly difficult. This skip is quite fun, you just kind of get pushed through the tree. It's a bit of a weird one. There's just like a spot where the collision is not quite right, and so you can ledge grab, and then the rest of it is just missing collision. There's a really fun new tryhard strat on this level called Early Yellow Man. Switch is not doing it, but it increases your chances of getting early cycle up to 40%, so it's well worth going for if you can. Switch is doing fairly classic movement that gives you like 30% chance of early cycle, and he gets it. Side flip. Oh, that's barely doable. Barely gonna make it. Nice one. That's sick. So yes, it's funny because like the new strat doesn't save time, even though it's a lot harder. The movement, it makes the movement somewhat harder. It doesn't save time, but it just increases the probability that you'll get early cycle by like 10 percentage points or so. So it just becomes less cancer if you're a top runner, if you can do it well. He also had the most single star records when Liam got his 120 world record. That's interesting, that's great. Yeah, that's commendable. That's kind of like Did. At the moment we have, you know, someone in SMS who's capable of being on top in ILs and any percent and 120s shines. So like the three most sort of prestigious rankings, I think. And he's on top in all the he's not the best in ILs, but he's the best in any percent and 120. And in ILs he's arguably top 3 or 4. So it's like the Renaissance Man thing is kind of interesting. How far you can push that in different games. Switch is struggling a bit with this level, which is the hell level. The only reason this was ever competitive was because hacking, it took like until 2017 for the timer to be available on every level, and so ILs didn't take off for other levels until then. But yeah, lots of small mistakes, like you can see how much time it loses if you don't unlock the green piantas fast enough. It takes them like 5 seconds to get out the ground before you can spray them. Wonder if SB is also going to get early cycle, because otherwise it's a struggle to keep up right now. Yeah, no. I'm not sure if he could have done that if he had just had like a perfect side flip dive. Unfortunate, that loses 20 seconds and he's already quite behind. I need to like figure out a way of timing who is where when that's a bit better than this one. I just can't figure it out. Okay, so it's 7:25 in the UK and Switch just entered Pianta 7, so I'm going to check when SB enters what the time is. Screw it. Yeah, Pianta's an interesting world. Very wide variety of difficult levels. Every IL in Pianta is hard. And on the whole, there's a fair amount of RNG in it as well, if you're doing it in any percent or 120. Switch is gonna go for Honey Skip now, which is one of the classic die on the same frames as a cutscene starts tricks, which is usually the preserve of Zelda games. But in this case, SMS also has one, and it just gives you a cutscene skip. It gives you a death, followed by a cutscene skip. So it's similar to like Deku Tree cutscene skip in Wind Waker, for example. Except in Wind Waker, a death is like 20 seconds or something, but It barely even takes, I don't know, 7 in SMS. So you're just gonna cleanly respawn on the in the pinner cannon on top of it, and then easy. Saves about 15 to 20 seconds, I think. SB's having what looks like a very clean down to 6. Actually, I missed the first part of it, but it looks pretty good. If you can get a 212, okay. 215 is like very good, so you know, I would take a 212 anytime. Yeah. I'm just waiting for SB to get to the next level so I can see how far behind he is. I'm on the edge of my seat. You would think I would just know, but I really don't. I mostly know how long things take in the context of single levels rather than any percent because of all the transitions and things. I just have no idea what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be a pretty intense mistake. Alright, wait. Okay, he is... Come on. Oh, Christ. He's 2 minutes and 15 behind, pretty much exactly. At least that pian to 7. Yeah. So yeah, catching a 2 minute and 15 second lag is pretty difficult. Mecha is another one of those weird levels, but I think today particularly I just felt like I couldn't be bothered to talk about it, so it's whatever. You shoot rockets at the boss and the boss explodes. It's nice. Very wholesome level. People hate that level. I mean, in runs it's not so bad, but like the IL was like nobody bothered with it, and sort of what was it? Someone with like who's like around the 150th in any percent got the world record in the IL. He was pretty solid at ILs, but nonetheless, if for the IL to be truly optimized, it's the preserve of only the top few players in most situations. And yeah, this level is one of those that people just keep dying on every now and again, but on the whole it's pretty easy. Just one of those. You can't even really save time on most of the level because of the cycle here. You're just gonna wait for the cycle. Pew! It's a very fun IL though, because it's just really fun to clap the cycle exactly as it spawns. But obviously in any percent you take it a bit more safely, because it's notoriously hard to figure out when things are popping in and out of view and that kind of thing. What strat are people gonna do for Pinner 3 is what I'm curious about. One of the most movement intensive levels in the whole game. Probably the hard strat in Pinner 3 is probably the hardest strat in the game, or like in any percent. Or at least, it's some people's opinion, I'm not sure, I'm still learning it. I've put like 2 sessions into it, so I can't really talk yet. But like, the difference between that and the slow strat is so we're timing it when we enter the park now, it's between 30 and 50 seconds. So the difference is huge. It's really worth getting good at this level if you can. You can learn the intermediate strats as well, that's what most people do. So Switch is probably doing the intermediate strat. He messed it up though, unfortunately. See, the 3rd coin was missed, and so as a backup he's going to go for essentially the beginner strat now, or at least that kind of movement. You just wait for the boat to get out of the way and then get the coin that you otherwise missed by jumping down like this. And then jump off the boat and continue as if you were doing it normally. That cycle is the 50-second one, so SB has a chance to catch up if he pulls off the fast strat. It's 20-second time save on the cards. Well, it's more like 16 seconds, but... I can't load the stream on my laptop, which might indicate my internet is down, but it's probably not down. Well, no, because I can see the live feed. Pinna's really terrible on the whole, isn't it, actually? It's like the first 2 levels are kind of bleh, and then the 4th level is absolutely atrocious. There are a few different strats for this level, but predominantly you just want to make sure you get a 1 cycle, which is hard at all levels, to be honest, no matter what strat you're doing. It can easily get messed up by small AI, like, discrepancies, like the turtle walks in the wrong direction, kind of thing. The Switch is, yeah, Switch is doing the easy strat. So like, yeah, he's got it down, no problem. Very clean. A good player will get the easy strat almost always. So it's fair enough to go for it, but you could, you know, save 2 seconds by doing the cancer strat. Why not? Alright, so SB and Pinner 3, this is where I'm interested to see what strat he's gonna do. Looks like he's going for the hardest strat. You get pushed up the boat all the way to the top. Nice. This is the hardest bit. It doesn't look that bad. You would think like getting pushed up the boat is the hardest bit, but actually when you fall down, have to turn in midair using first person and hover at the exact right time to get under the grate to grab a coin that's underneath. There's like no leniency there. All the timings have to be spot on, so you have to make sure you know your setup. But a clean, oh, that was a really clean Pinner 3. Like that is 20 seconds he's pulled back on Switch. So yeah, gotta hand it to him. Switch going in for EYG, which is short for early Yoshi go rounds. Because the R doesn't count, the R is a suggestion. Pretty weird trick, it's like one of the 2 times that Yoshi's used in the run. He's gonna move the fruit, eat the other fruit, throw this throw this fruit, deliberately monging the consonants, through the doorway, and then he's gonna get these stews to follow him. The fruit that he's eaten is gonna, well, first of all he's gonna die. Okay, yeah, he just has to make sure that the stews are in the right place. One of them he's gonna spray and then clip through the door with. You can sidestep when you're under a platform. Even if there is a wall in the way, you can just sidestep if you're under a platform. And then he sprays the other one. And the first fruit that he ate means that the platform moves forwards rather than up or standing still, which are the other options. And the second fruit, which he ate after, he got the first fruit to start, the first platform to start moving. That one is required to get into the level, because you have to match the color on the roundabout. You got to be like, you know, color coordinated and stuff, so it has to be orange Yoshi only. Really pretty. Switch keeps going for easy strats. I'm not happy about this, man. Allow it. I was gonna say, wow, this strat is cool, but this one is not that cool. It's okay though. Going over the wall tends to be hype, no matter how you do it. Well, SB will probably do the hard strat though, so. Colorblind people doing Pinner 6, yeah. Man, you gotta know what the fruits, you gotta know what the shape of the fruit is. You have to look up the word durian in a dictionary. Yeah. Thanks, Doke. Both of them are playing the the Switch is playing the Wii version, just to clarify. You can tell because of the 4:3 aspect ratio. Despite the name. See the word 64 is in his name as well. Pinner 7 has 4 strats ranging from the really easy strat that Switch is doing to possibly the hardest strat in the whole game for individual levels. I don't know if it is actually the hardest one. I'm thinking about it, because maybe it isn't, just by virtue of the fact that it's 2 seconds of gameplay. But it's so precise that it still is in with a shot of being the hardest one. You just kind of spin jump at Shadow Mario and kill him on the spot. Alright, let's see. SB going over the top to the middle. Look at that. Y turn over into the middle. Precise spin jump. He had to ground pound because he was in the wrong position. The ground pound loses almost half a second to the correct way of doing it. But still super clean, like you just go over the top of the level. It only saves a second and a half over going the easier strat that Switch did, which is what people normally do. But it's just a nice demo of cool movement in the game. Rico 1 has like 20 button presses before you get to the blooper. It's quite a cool level. Yeah, I think nail strat could well be harder, but a good player will get nail strat more often than pinner 7 cancer strat, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I have to ask Egg. Rico, you would be surprised how many good runners do not know how to do the blooper first. They'll just lose a second and they won't even notice. It's pretty hard to notice, to be fair. Because you don't notice that you're pulling the nose for longer, you can barely tell. But you just have to grab it in the right place and time a jump. Like, to be honest, I can't even tell if Switch is doing it fast or not just by looking at it. I'd have to look at the actual timer. But in general, if I had to pick one thing that top players tend to not know how to do, it's blooper fights. But obviously some of them do know how to do them. Or otherwise I wouldn't know how to do them because there would be no one to teach me. Should I do another time check to see how far ahead Switch is? I'm not sure where is a good frame of reference. Oh crap, SB's doing a different route. I just remembered this. SB is doing the patented SB route. It's literally called the SB route. Because he just started doing it and no one had timed how fast it was, but we think it's 2.5 seconds slower than the normal route. The reason you would do SB route is not too useful in races really, but if you're doing runs, you would do it in order to get RNG out of the way earlier, because Sirena Worlds has the most RNG. Save warp, weird champ. Save warp is cool. I actually do double save warp. It's pretty nice. Double save warp is the fastest save version of Rico Late. Or at least it was the fastest. There's someone invented some try-hard movement that no one does, so it's technically not the fastest anymore. But until someone does that in a run, I'm not saying it's slower, if you get me. Manta is, oh man, do you know what? I'm gonna link a video in chat because it's just horrendous. Like you've not seen Manta until you've seen this video, man. Oh, so Guy, right? Guy 2308, just one of the best runners of SMS in general, was just doing random mantas, and he set the world record manta about 5 days ago. Which I think has to be seen to be believed. If I can just get the link to come out. Copy link. Is this it? 1:18:21, yeah. I think this link works. So yeah, if you want to see something that is just ungodly and should not exist, then take a look at that video and the first phase of the manta particularly, so the bit before they turn purple is kind of intense. You thought it was broken because of new codes? There's no evidence that it's broken. I mean, no one has said anything convincing. Guy suspected it was broken. Eggs doesn't see anything wrong with it. There's no reason to suspect new codes are broken either yet, really. Who knows? There is an outcome where we just require everyone to not use cheat codes in order to do Manta ILs. It's certainly possible, just retime all of them. It's not that much work if it's only one level. Oh my god, what was that? Quite. Switch doing Rico 4. The difference in strats, the range is about 3 seconds from slowest to fastest, so it's interesting to see what movement he ends up doing. You can mostly tell how fast it was just at the end from the cycle on the rod. You make this kind of mistake, yellow cycle is difficult to get. He could still probably do it. He's taking it safe on yellow cycle. Okay, very wise man. So this switch. So I say there's a 3-second variation. If you mess up, then this is more like 5 seconds slower than the fastest, or 6, 5 I think. But I mean, it's kind of impressive to be able to improvise that well. SB and Serena 2 is running up a momentum spin here. Got to stand in the right place, get a good cue. He's gone quite late there, but good enough. In an individual level setting, that momentum spin is horrific because timing it is extremely difficult. It's so precise, like where you land in order to get the fastest possible momentum spin. So there's like a 2-second variation between like otherwise good players at this level in an IL setting, which just because of that momentum spin being, well, the momentum spin itself is like 1.5 seconds of variation depending on how fast you do it. But then just add to that slightly slower movement on the rest of it, and it just blows up to a huge difference. Who's ahead? Oh, it's gotta be Switch. Yeah, just because Switch was 2 minutes ahead before the routes changed. It was something like that. I think SB did get a major time save on Pinner 3, but I didn't see anything else. So like, he's at least 1.5 minutes ahead. Serena 3. Serena 3 is another really buttonsy level. You just have to press buttons for the right amounts of time at every point in the level in order to do it really fast. But in a run setting, you can take it a bit easier. $119 ahead, out of Pinner. Oh, nice. Oh, really? So, okay, cool. He was 215 ahead out of Pianta. So to cut that down to 119 is impressive. That's 1 minute saved. I know, like I said, 20 seconds was on Pinner 3, but still good. Serena 4, I think we're looking at from SB. It's a really fun level. The first 2 sections look easy, but pretty difficult to optimize. Even you can lose a lot of time even in a run just to talking, not knowing how to talk to Piantas. You have to use ESS position, or just like nudge the stick. It's quite a technical thing. I'll probably explain it in one of the later levels. SB is probably going to go for one of the butt slides and not the other one, because still people just don't know how to do the other butt slide consistently. We might get there one day, but for now, we're going to see a momentum spin. The really lovely thing about this momentum spin is that you use a sprint to get momentum, but you can't input the spin early, right? You can't input it in while you're in the air, which is usually when you would input it, because you have to sprint all the way to the end of the cube, and at that point your buffered spin has expired. So he has to do a loose spin, meaning not get a turnaround animation, which is what happens when you turn the stick too fast. That's the animation you can side flip out of. And if you get a loose spin, you preserve your running momentum, and so you can jump out of the loose spin and keep that speed. But it's harder than doing even an unbuffered spin or a normal spin, just because the spin has to, the A press for the jump has to come out within 10 frames of the entire spin. So between the spin starting and you pressing A, it has to be 10 frames at most. And so if you spin more slowly in order to preserve your momentum, then your spin takes up more of that 10 frame window, and so you have less time to press A, and so the window for the A press is tighter, which is a fun little thing. So that's a very difficult strat actually. Okay, 50 seconds. Blopbly. Bianco 6 is a pretty cool level as well, so this is what Switch is hitting up right now. We found some new movement for the secret that saves 4 frames, but no one seemed to care when I posted it in the Discord, so I doubt we'll see anyone doing it. The movement at the beginning is actually very difficult just because of angles. Yeah. It takes a bit of experience to know which way to slide and to do all of the little things. But yeah, he's 100% doing the classic movement here with the spin jump dive. Doing one of the normal strats that people do to skip the cube. It's the third fastest out of all the options. The fastest strat is only done in runs in any percent by the world record holder. It's completely RTA viable, it's just very precise, it's pretty much frame perfect. So you have to really know when to press A, you have to beat Dide. Yeah, Switch taking it easy, going for the normal cycle here. Or, well, not quite, but something akin to the normal cycle. It's about a sort of average Bianco 6. Yeah. The boomer strat, it's actually funny because everyone thought this was sorry, my throat is drying up from talking. Everyone thought it was faster than the boomer strat, but it actually ended up being tied. So you have 3 different options there, and they're all equally fast to like within 2 frames. Quick kill! No, didn't work. RIP. This quick kill is fairly easy, provided you get in the right position, but getting in the right position can be a bit annoying because you're sliding up a hill, which as you can imagine is kind of chaotic. It's a bit weird. You just kind of, depending on small changes in your movement, your joystick, you slide in a different trajectory. So yeah, Switch is doing fun levels while SP is doing terrible RNG levels. This one's not, well, this one is a bit RNG. Yeah, this one's pretty RNG to be fair. You just underrated how much RNG is in this level. It's the biggest difference between versions is in this level. It's faster in PAL. Other than the fact that when you combine loads and text, the Japanese version saves 20 seconds. Other than that small detail, the biggest difference is that European and American versions are faster for this specific level, and all the other differences are less than 3 seconds. And there's only one that is 3 seconds. The others are like less than 1 second. Switch Manta, let's go. Angled momentum spin for life, for real though. You haven't even done the butt slide IL. I would have thought of you as a connoisseur of butt slides. It's still really funny to me that the fastest movement option in the game that doesn't use water, so you could use it in a secret for example, is called a butt slide. You just slide on your butt. Easy. It's really not well understood at all how butt slides work. Switch's Manta is somewhere he could lose 30 seconds and it looks like he might. Oh man. Jesus. Terrible pattern. Okay, yeah, it's what you're looking for when you're trying to figure out how fast the Manta is when they turn red. The amount of time too long, how do I put it, like the amount of time it took for them to turn red, however much slower that is than how much it should take them if he'd done it faster, if he'd gotten luckier. Just double that time and that's about how much time you lost on Manta, because the longer you wait, the further all the Mantas disperse and then they have to travel back the same distance in the red phase, because in the red phase they home in on you, whereas in the first phase they disperse away from you. Only made it across once. You can get it, it's not too hard, so you just have to know what to do. Like I said though, it's frame perfect. You just kind of have to know which frames to press buttons on. So, you know, if you're delay, that's not like, that's definitely RTA viable. It's just that, you know, it's so hard that even delay usually loses time on it. Well, he doesn't, does he? Yeah, I think on average he does lose time on it, but at his best he saves time, of course. Oh, I missed Noki 1 from SB, I wasn't looking. Noki 1's a really cool movement level. So I guess when Switch does it, I'll mention it, but we'll look at Noki 2 instead. Too busy with 59 grinds, yeah. I remember Doge when you uninstalled SMA. Good times. Switch going for the non-RNG strat here. It's kind of contentious if the RNG actually makes a difference in the other strat or not. It definitely is RNG. But the question is it consistent or not? And people can't quite tell. No one's sure. Serenity obviously has really nice movement. We can just look at this forever. This is one of those levels where grinding it in an individual level makes you worse at the real thing because the lines you take are so precise that you're probably going to die if you try that in a real level, so you have to go for different lines. Nice momentum spin from Switch as well. So yeah, SB just doing the movement, side flips, little, there's so many little things here. There's a beautiful RTA task that was made that has explanations on how everything works in this level. But it's hidden behind a password protected website because, of course. I mean, I could link it, but I don't think it's that interesting. And I'm not sure I'd be able to, like, share the guy's password in public. Yeah, Noki 2 is just one of those levels that goes by so fast that, like, you can't even point out the interesting bits. You have to, like, every time you commentate, you have to pick out a different interesting bit to talk about. This, yeah, very clean Serenity. My brain literally can't think fast enough to commentate what's happening in that level because I'm just like, oh, which bit do I talk about? I don't even know. Noki 3 from SB is kind of divides people and how good they are at it, like very much, because it's just completely different mechanics to the rest of the game, just this level and Eel. But this level is pretty much movement using the underwater hover nozzle, which is a different nozzle to the normal hover nozzle. So it's kind of like being good at rocket or turbo, that kind of thing. I personally find it fairly easy compared to most people, I think, but it has its own interesting optimizations and things. Just when to hover. We're actually, I mean, I don't even understand it that well. We're actually waiting for someone to produce, the world record holder for Noki 3 to produce a tutorial on Noki 3, and then everyone's going to be enlightened, but until that happens... Switch, by the way, is doing casino skip. You remember when I said you can sidestep underneath the platform through even if the wall is there? The wall is literally ignored if you are in touch, like if you're touching a ceiling during a sidestep, and there's an invisible ceiling there. So you can just go and do that. Switch also going to go for that loose spin momentum spin jump here, where he just does a loose spin, doesn't kill his momentum, makes it over, and it's easy. What do you think is realistically possible for any percent SMS 112? If there was supposed to be a comma after SMS, then is 112 realistically possible? I think people tend to think not. But I think it is possible, it's just very unlikely. I'm not sure, I really don't know, because like I don't have a good head for the RNG in this game still. I haven't watched it enough to really know. SB gonna clean 6 teeth on the eel. Maybe not. 5 tooth is a perfectly legitimate strat. We stand 5 tooth. It's just the amount of teeth you clean at the beginning kind of determines how this level works, because after you've cleaned teeth at the beginning, the eel keeps spinning after you clean every tooth, and so you're on a cycle after that. Loosely you're on a cycle. It's not quite a cycle, it's kind of a weird thing. And the little a cutscene escape at the end, where if you damage, you can move during the cutscene of the E or of the shine spawning. It's a really funny strat, that, because you can do it either by getting damaged by air depleting, or you can do it by hitting the tooth. And hitting the tooth, it puts you at high risk of getting eaten until you learn how to do the strat. And the strat is like quite difficult. I think it takes a lot of practice. So a lot of people just kind of, like me, just kind of rely on the air hitting at the right time, and just like you have to not make any major mistakes, and then like if you were fast, sandbag slightly at the end in order to get air damage cutscene skip. It's quite funny. It's like that meme. Oh, I posted this meme on the IL spreadsheet. It's like Lionel Hutz, right, from The Simpsons, and he goes like, commission free, no money down. And then he's like, oh, I punctuated it wrong. Commission free, question mark, no, money down. And so this is like consistent cutscene skip, no air damage. Consistent cutscene skip, no air damage. That's probably funnier in my head, but screw it. Yeah, Doge, there's plenty of probably new things to be found, like 3 frames saved in Bianco 6. Let's go! I can't believe no one cares about that, man. I'm disappointed. I think it got 2 thumbs up in the Discord and not a single comment. Ugh, if people pick up that strat, then they're gonna bop my IL so fast. My IL at the moment on that level is 8th or something. It's surprisingly good. So Noki 6 from SB is, I think that's what's next. Yeah, I mean it must be, because I just saw him do Piantissimo. It's just incredibly slow. The speed at which the level transition happens is epically slow. Really interesting level, this. But you start out by swimming, and the fastest way of swimming in the game is kind of like a neutral aerial in Melee. You have to have neutral stick to get out of the water, and then you have to be holding forward as much as you can to carry momentum. Then you do a lot of these rope jumps. Most of what makes this level... Oh dear. SB was the one we wanted to catch up, wasn't it? That's really unfortunate. Yeah, fun fact about rope entry, the run that would have killed any percent, the Dide run that was 30 seconds ahead of the world record, died to rope entry. He messed up somewhere around here where SB is right now as well. It's so easy to mess up just by like catching the corner instead of the rope, or just mistiming the ground pound. Green cycle here's probably what SB is gonna go for. Ooh, that reaction, I could never. My brain does not think that fast, bro. That was sick though. It's gonna go for some fairly cycleless setups here. If you know what cycles you're on, you can actually still go for the wall kick ground pound here, but players, in my experience, don't tend to learn that, so it's just doing some fairly straightforward movement. The ending is quite tricky if you're doing a backup, but he gets through it. Not bad, not bad. Really unfortunate mistakes. Yeah. My PB is it's a 131. I have a PB that's pretty bad for my general skill level, because I haven't really put the time into any percent still. In ILs, I'm 35th at the moment, but in any percent, I'm 400 and nth. I don't know where I am anymore, but I'm gonna sort that PB out soon. Get it down to like below 120, or like 122 or so. So yeah, definitely, like when you listen to me commentate, I tend to know more about the small details of movement than I do about consistency stuff and meta in general for longer categories. But I mean, any percent is popular enough that everyone has a good feel for how it works. Noki 1, oh here it is, Noki 1 from Switch. That wall kick I do not know how to do. you have to use like really specific cues and things in order to learn it well. But yeah, it's just really precise. You can see from all the small mistakes how precise this level is. You know, for someone of Switch's level, who's he's kind of, I would say, like just outside the top in everything. Like, even in ILs, he's just outside the top. In 120, he's like 2 minutes short of the top, and in any percent, he's like 30 seconds short of the top. That kind of thing. And you know, even someone like him, he's Noki 1, mistake, mistake, mistake. It's just so common. Whenever you watch any percent, you see loads of mistakes in Noki 1 from pretty much everyone. Kyo's birthday, man. I was not looking, but I think SB might have done the new movement for Bianco 6. Something about it looked like he did, but I'm not sure. Because I typed this emote into the chat, so I wasn't looking. Oh, I'm mad now. I'm gonna have to check that. But if he's using the new movement, that's hype. What cycle's SB gonna go for? It's probably the same thing that Switch did. I imagine he's gonna go for the slow, like, old school setup. Yeah, exactly the same thing that Switch did. Both Switch and SB have had very clean Noki 2s. All this movement, pretty difficult. Way easier than Noki 1, though. That's for sure. Noki 1 is just so precise because of where the goop is. That's what ends up being the problem. It just kind of gets in the way in the most inopportune times. What level's next? For who? 7... What world was that? I wasn't even looking. Bianco 7. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Quick kill question mark? Yes. 100%. First try every time. TAS only strat. You'll only see it on this channel. Just those like one-shot ultra kills are good fun. They're only used in Bianco because you know you have to play Shadow Mario in every world because that's the win condition. The win con of any percent is get Shadow Mario in every world. So there are 7 of those, and there's also the Delfino one and the Yoshi unlock one. And of those, only 2 of the quick kills are easy enough that people would go for them, like everyone would go for them. Some people try some of the other ones in RTA, and it's completely legit to do that, but they're just very precise. So it's not worth it for most people. They're similar to the weird butt slides in levels like Bianco 6, that kind of difficulty. I want to see SB's blooper. Oh, did he? Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Still getting insta-kill to catch on. I'm just curious how good SB's blooper is. I want to see if I can spot... Yes, he grabs the nose from too close, I think. That's going to lose a little bit of time. This is a very classic blooper movement. In general, you want to be grabbing the nose from far back and have like no speed at the same time. It's kind of weird. I don't actually understand exactly how it works, but it's not important. Does Dide go for all the quick kills? Doesn't he? He did in GDQ and he got almost all of them, but I'm not sure if he does in runs. I know he does a lot of them. He does the Rico one, the Noki one, probably the Pianta one. Gelasso and Sirena are actually not, like, those are not even that precise, so maybe he does those. Which ones wouldn't he do? He wouldn't do the Pinner one. No one does the Pinner one. There are 2 Pinner quick kills and no one does either of them. They're both like, holy crap. I was talking about one of them earlier. And all it is a spin jump dive, but what makes it hard is that if you get the wrong angle, then Shadow Mario starts moving 2 frames early. And if he moves 2 frames early, then by the time you get to him, he's just entered the jumping animation. And so he can't die when he's in the air, so he just escapes. That's the reason. Really tragic. Like, if it weren't for those 2 frames, then probably loads of people would have like runs on that strat, and it might even be used in a run setting. Blue Pillars, by the way, SB's doing it right now, Rico 2. Very cool, very clean movement. What makes this fast is pretty much frame 1 jumps. That's the only thing that's important here, pretty much. SB's pretty much nailed it. He didn't hover there, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. Got the spin jump as well as perfect Blue Pillars, pretty much. Yeah, I think he just lost time on not hovering there. I don't know why he fell down like that, but it would have easily been a 17 if not for that. You think he does pin a quick kill as well? Damn, I have to look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I haven't watched Did They Do Any Percent in ages because he hasn't had much. He hasn't had that much competition. Like if JJ's doing any percent, I'll tend to watch him. Yeah, the two of them, I guess, have been world record contenders recently. Others haven't been playing. 2 FPS. The Beyblades here are a pretty nice piece of movement. Very calm, cleanly executed Beyblades from SB to get the Rico 3 shine. That is a butt slide that you spin onto while on the ground. And the reason you can do that is because Flood lets you. It's like a backflip. You can only do it with Flood, even though it's just a normal movement option that doesn't involve water. So if you get the grounded spin, you go down a butt slide slope, then you can always jump out of it. It's consistent, you can always jump out of it, which is the important thing. So get lots of speed, nice Beyblade. Randomizer League. SMS Bingo League is happening right now on Bingothon and Sunshine Community Twitch. Counter self-advertisement. What strats is SB gonna do in Rico 4? I'm curious. Yeah, very clean so far. You can kind of... For me, my cue is this rod here with the blue peg. Okay, yeah. He's a little bit behind on the normal blue cycle. This looks like slow blue cycle to me. Yeah. So this is like on the scale from fastest to 3 seconds slower, this is about 2 seconds slower. It's kind of wonderful that like the easy strat in this level is only 1 second slower than what SP did, someone of his level. It's cool that that level, beginners really don't have to worry about it that much strat-wise. But obviously you will choke it often still, there's no way of avoiding that. Let's go team Clintstevens. I just assumed that's what CS stands for, I'm not even sure. Very nice green cycle, very fast on the green cycle from Switch, very clean. I remember there was a time when green cycle was considered like the pinnacle of movement in the game. So Switch was not sure about the cycle, so he just took it easy and did the extra jump. That's pretty nice, pretty good decision making. But yeah, nowadays that hard strat is considered an intermediate strat. Things have moved on. People are happy. Oh, I took a cider out of the fridge. I was wondering why I was getting stressed. I haven't had my cider. 1 sec. Bruh, I lost my can opener, what the hell? No, not can opener, bottle opener. It was like in front of my monitor, I don't know where I put it. I remember moving it, but now I can't find it. Oof. Okay. Oh, okay, so Switch is in the cutscene for the ending, so he's about to go to Corona. When the cutscene ends, it is 2:10 40 end, bloody hell, 44, okay. So we'll see when SB gets to that point. How much does SP have left? Not that much, like 2 levels. He's a bit behind. Solid minute there. A bit longer actually, I think. Yeah, this level takes a while to finish. Cheers everyone. I'll toast you with my empty cider glass, which I was unable to fill in. Jeez, I was gonna drink the cider from like the beginning of the run, but I guess it's for the best because I always have to pee otherwise, and so my commentary would have stopped making sense because I would have been thinking about going to the toilet. Switch doing the old school Corona strats. I wonder if SB will do fast Corona because then he knows he has to catch up. The boat here is really interesting because it feels like the physics don't work, but they work kind of well. Like, they kind of work like you'd expect them to. If you spray slightly to the sides, then the translational movement takes over and it just moves like a, like say you have a rocket in space, that kind of thing. You just thrust out to the side and it moves in that direction. But if you spray further along, then it starts pivoting. So the rotational movement dominates over the translational one, which is quite nice. So you kind of have a choice. If you're doing the fast strat that everyone does, at the point where they learn it, then you want to use the translational movement. But if you're doing slow, classic, like casual boat or whatever, then the rotational one is the key one. Bowser is one of those things that looks random, is not that random, but it's still very random. I think I'll just leave my commentary at that. I have peaks with that sentence, to be honest. Most of optimizing Bowser is figuring out how the platforms crack and therefore where you should be standing in order to get safe rockets. So that the second to last platform is the one that gets screwed up often, and so Switch just rescued it there. But GG Switch. Clean. Oh, okay. I forgot to check the time. I can't remember when I said the time was, but let me just check when they finish SMS. That's probably easier. So it was like 2:13:05. SB is about a minute and a half behind. I think it's not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, I'm just chilling here. I'm just chilling here until the co-commentator comes up, because I have still not played SMO casually, so I'm 100% not looking at the stream. But fortunately, Switch is basically done, and in the time it takes them to get this restream up, I'll probably be joined by the co-com or whatever. But yeah, GG. Yeah. It's going to be fairly close. Yeah, I think there's like, if you adjust for the PBs of the SMO runners, there's like 40 seconds difference.
The water's great, hey, Junior?
Sure is, Papa. Come on in, Mama Peach.
SB is 15 seconds ahead. What do you mean 15?
You again? Don't you ever give up?
Mario! How dare
Scale RNG.
family vacation?
Yeah, adaptable RNG. The RNG is fairly minimal in so far as it actually affects the run, the Bowser fight. So we'll look at another Bowser fight now. If you do the strats right, then the RNG is still there, but it doesn't really mess you up that much. Really, it's more important to just know how to safely get off the platform after ground pounding. That's the most important thing, and that's determined because of the patterns of how the platforms break up. It's determined by where you hit the platform. That's why it's important. So you can kind of see how all of the platforms fragment in different ways, but just one of them is always going to be weird. So you just gotta. I don't know. I think that was like a minute and a half behind, but like I tried to look at the clock, but I just couldn't be bothered, man. I zoned out while I was trying to get up Windows date and time. So yeah, GG. Alright. Who is commentating SMO? I guess I've seen the first minute of the game enough times that I'm not that fussed about watching it again. But yeah, I've already commentated team. The other one, what was that team called? It was not the Doug Dimmadome owner of Dimsdale Dimmadome one. That was the one that had the best name, but it went out unfortunately in the other match I commentated. This turned out to be a reference to Fairly Odd Parents. 227 ahead. 227, wow. I'm surprised, I thought it was more like a minute and a half. As in, even at the end I thought it was like. So yeah, SMO has pretty graphics, you know, looks quite nice. Looks like fun, looking forward to playing it. There's a frog power-up. I think I saw like 6 coins in this level, that's cool, you know, interesting. Oh, dinosaur. Yeah, because everyone was, I don't know if I should blame this, but everyone, because the routes were different, I was switching in which one I was commentating depending on which level I wanted to talk about. And so I don't actually know who got which Manta and any of that stuff. I was just like, oh, someone's doing Manta, let me talk about that again. Jokes. Alright, I'm gonna minimize the restream. I definitely don't want to watch SMO. If it were SM64, I would happily watch it, but hopefully we'll get the co-commentator in at some point soon. But I think that's it from me for now. Have a nice evening.
Alright, hello everyone. And welcome to SMO. A very fun game to speedrun, if I may say so myself. Yeah, Infinite heading into the game already 2.5 minutes ahead. So it does have a little bit of a war speedy. So, you know, it should be a really interesting ending. What I've seen from Blip so far is miss left side, and this Brutal ain't looking too hot. Hopefully should still be able to make the STA, because that is also quite important. Yeah, Infinite C, I think they were good. Yeah, I got the feet to grow. So. Also, yeah, apologies for the late arrival of the commentary. Some technical difficulties. But hopefully we should be all good to go now. don't really think there's gonna be any, if a lot, if any, route differences between a low 101 and a high 101. I mean, we did see Infinite just go for right side, which is fair. But that only saves 2 seconds anyway, so not as much as we saw in SMS earlier. Oh, Infinite going for reverse Jaxi. Interesting. Can save about 1 second, I think, if done well. But it looks really cool, so I'm all about the cool points. Yes. Clint's team was about 2.5 minutes ahead heading into Odyssey. And, well, I guess it's still about the same. Maybe even a little bit more now. But, normal controller or motion controller in Odyssey? I mean, you need to shake the controller to roll, which is the fastest movement option there that we have, so you definitely need a controller with motion controls if you want to go fast. Which, are both Nintendo's Joy-Cons and Pro-Cons. Both have motion controls. The only difference between them that is in SMO is that with Joy-Cons you can do down throws, which are slightly faster in some places, but not enough to make top runners use them, because Joy-Cons are an absolute pain. You've never heard Pro-Con? Really? I feel like most people call them Pro-Cons, but may just be me. I'm just too lazy to actually say things the correct way, so Yeah, pretty solid sand exit from Infinite. Didn't actually look at the timer, so wouldn't be able to tell you the difference when Bliplow finishes sand. Did I say wood? I feel like I said wood. Blip also doing reverse jacks. I guess it's not really all that hard. When the head was on the globe, okay. So that's about plus 25. 38, pretty good. I am curious to see if Blip goes for a lay clip, considering that can save, I think, up to 7 seconds, maybe? Like, Infinite seems, considering they didn't do left side, I feel like they may be going just for not as risky strats. And just try to play it safe. Because they are also already like 2.5 minutes ahead, which is a lot in Odyssey. like lose in 2.5 minutes. I mean, it's definitely possible, but if you're just playing decently. Also, yeah, the difference is still 2.5 minutes, roughly. So, yeah. God, these gamers are so speedy. Already heading into Wooded, which is, I would say the first scary kingdom, but Sand is also pretty scary, so... Like, Wooded is definitely one of the biggest run killers of this run. So... we'll probably see tree route from both of these runners, I would think, at a 101 level. Now we have Blip. Yeah, Blip going for lay clip. Nice. Gets it very quickly. So basically, because you clip through the water and get the checkpoint up top, you can get 2 extra moons and then 1 moon later, and we can skip the Rango fight that we saw Infinite do earlier. Which saves about 7 seconds, I would say. Now we have Infinite going for tree route, indeed. Which is the fastest route in Wooded. So Wooded definitely has a lot of different route options. I guess because there's just a lot of moons in Wooded that can be implemented. It was a very nice out of bounds movement there for Nutclip. I like to see it. Yeah, they grabbed the moon at like the exact same time. That was very nice. You do like to see it. No. Having a little bit of trouble there with the spin pound, but nothing too big so far, would it? Okay, no commentator curse. I'll just shut up. Yeah. I'm assuming Blip is going for the same route here. But hey, you never know. This game is full of surprises, and with surprises I mean input drops. So yeah. Yeah, definitely going for the same route here. Yeah, you have to do spiritless Wooded if you do tree route, because you skip the first story moon, which means that the spirit fight will not activate, and therefore we need to get 3 different moons, which are actually faster to grab. Oh, Blip getting back in bounds. You do not like to see that. Which, that means that he's gonna have to get the Piranha. Yeah, he's gonna have to get the story moon, the first story moon that I just talked about. Because he didn't get the moon out of bounds. Very nice flooded pipes from Infinite. That room is actually very hard to get the fast cycle. Because of all the fuzzies and the rising water, the game loves to drop inputs. As you can see, Blip killed the piranha plant. Which, you know, also has a cutscene after it. So that loses him quite a bit. Over Infinite. But hey, this is far from over. There's still a lot of difficult parts of this run. Lots of opportunities for some spaghetti. But yeah, I'm assuming Blip is still gonna go for Spiritless, even though they could since they got the first story moon, they can activate the Spirit Fight. Oh, that is really Blip is not having a good time with Wooded. Really, yeah. This is how Wooded looks like most of the time, to be honest. Let me tell you. Yeah, still going for Spiritless. The fuck is Infinite doing? That is a very interesting meme tree. Okay. But hey, they got it. Also very nice flooded pipes from Blip. Whatever works, true. May not have been the fastest, but it worked out. Yeah, Lost is definitely a very satisfying kingdom if you can all pull it off very fast. And I feel like we're not gonna see a reverse, or not even a reverse torpedo, just cage triple here, but I mean, that reverse torpedo is only like sub-hour strats, so at least I think, you know, obviously that depends on, you know, what you choose. Infinite definitely having some interesting strats here for Lost. Dying is also a very interesting strat, let me tell you. Oh no, yeah, this moon is a pain to get as a backup. Or just like getting it after dying because of the angle that you're coming at it from. So that's an opportunity for a Blip to make up quite some time, actually. Coughing. Nah, that's just me attempting to laugh and then be like, God, no. I swear I don't have COVID. Okay. Now let's see if Blip can cash in on a time save here. While Infinite makes his way into Night Metro. Which is also quite scary. You know, the weather really just sets the vibe right for this kingdom. Are we gonna see K triple from Blip? I would like to. It looks very cool. But it's also quite risky. Yep, heck that Goomba. You always gotta kill just that one Goomba. It's so annoying. Everyone hates him. Oh. Oh, Blip missed a block. I think they tried to go for a reverse repeat. I didn't loop, heck. Yeah, definitely going for a K triple here. Very hot. Probably still made up some time, despite you know, having some issues with the rock block. Also, you know, let's hope for some nice Wiggler patterns. No free cycles, please. They do be kind of gross. Free cycles. Yeah, that's a pretty okay cycle. Nice. Having trouble with that law. Oh, okay. I thought Infinite was about to just get completely screwed over by a Wiggler hitboxes. Because if that last piece is just in a position like that, it can just completely screw you over by just not letting it hit you, not letting it be hit. Is that English? I'm not even sure. And 20 behind to 14 ahead. Oh, in his run, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. English CC. Yes, my favorite. But I mean, Blip does have like 2.5 minutes to make up for, so... Well... Oh no, Infinite. You're supposed to capture it after you get the moon. SMH. Nice scoot clip though. Very good. Also, let's hope for some good cycles for Blip. That would be nice. Team Weeb. Love the name. I'll give them that. No way. No. Oh, we are seeing bullet building. Interesting. Also, very clean wiggler from Blip. Very nice pattern. I was about to say that I didn't think we would see a bullet building here, but we are. So yeah, this basically saves, I think, about 2 seconds. Doing these moons, getting the slots and this sub area, instead of getting the musicians and another moon that's by the musicians. Nah, getting the capture. Very nice. Blip not actually capturing the pylon before getting the moon. Good job. Taking a little bit of time to set up for Scoot Clip, but that's only fair. Because Scoot Clip can be a bit of a douche. Occasionally. Oh. Leaving the trash alone. That's always nice. Don't disturb the trash, guys. Just get the moon and leave. You don't have to disturb the trash. SMH. Just let the trash live in peace. No need to bully me. Okay, no. That's too far. Yeah, also build building from Blip. I didn't realize that build building was used so often. But hey, I'm all for it. It's much more interesting than just, you know, talking to Pauline and some people. You know, some musicians. Like, that's lame. We want to capture bullet bills and be constantly under fire and that kind of stuff. That's way more cool, right? Ooh, Blip even getting the up warp, or I'm not sure what you call it, because it's not really an up warp. Basically, as you could see, that Blip kept the bullet bill alive over the little ledge. It seems very RNG-like, but it may also have to do something with the angle you're coming at that ledge from. I don't think we're really sure yet. But like, it definitely feels like RNG. Ooh. Hi, Todd. Except we don't actually get to see Toad. He's just there, but we don't get to see him. Sorry guys, maybe next time. This is a Mario stream only. Interesting climb. There is a ton of ways to get that moon. Obviously some will be faster than others, but I feel like most don't save or lose that much. There's, in general, a lot of ways to approach things in this game. Except depth perception will always be your worst enemy. Yeah, I think that's also part of what makes this game so great. Just, you know, because of all the movement options we have with Cappy, there's a lot of different ways we can do things, and it's definitely part of the beauty. Yeah, I definitely think that both these runners are playing quite well. Oh, we still don't get to see Captain Toad. I'm sorry. He's still hidden behind the snow. He's a little bit shy today. You know, maybe give him some time. Maybe next time. You know, we'll see. Free Toad. Nah, we free an 8-bit Captain Toad in Ruined Kingdom. I hope that will suffice. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing Snow Dram from both of these runners. I don't think that really was a question to begin with, but I guess some players may find it harder than others, but so everyone implements things at a different point in time. Just like we saw Blip go for Lake Clip and Infinite didn't. Yeah. Snowdram's definitely not too bad. Very clean. Definitely feel like both these runners are playing pretty well overall. Like, sure, there have been some hiccups, but like with 35 high 35 snow exit, let me check what pace that is. I'm very well prepared, I swear. Oh damn, that's no. That's definitely 102 pace, I think. Yeah. I mean, maybe like a high 102, but still. Yeah, Seaside is definitely a bit of a little bit more boring kingdom, I guess, in this run, since most of it is just fish movement, aside from the bit at the start here. No, you kind of want Cappy here, Infinite. Okay, nice save. Okay, I thought for a second that Blib wasn't or was gonna go for Cetaplus, but also very clean Snowdram from Blib. Yeah, we'll be heading into, at least Infinite will be heading into luncheon soonish, which is definitely also, like, besides Wooded, I think luncheon may be like the second hardest kingdom in any percent for most people. It's definitely on the top 3 list. But yeah. Oh, I guess there is Fish Clip. That's kind of interesting. We just go out of bounds here of the fish to get an extra moon and then get into the Sphinx's vault without actually talking to him, because, you know, talking in 2021, and that's kind of cringe. Yeah, luncheon is always a very interesting kingdom. I'm assuming we aren't going to see Spiritless from any of these gamers, because that is, the Spiritless is a whole other level of gaming. Like, skipping Spirit himself is already challenging, but that's not even the hardest part. Oh, no Salt Stripper from Infinite. Definitely going for more consistent strats. Eating lunch in May? What? But yeah, I'm not really familiar with the strats that these gamers go for, but I mean, the only really route differences we are gonna see, if any, would be in Baz's Kingdom, where, you know, you might get Bird Ram instead of a Krait's Moon. But we'll see when we get there. First up is Luncheon, which can be very interesting. Infinite goes for the winning strat. You know, winning is definitely a very good strategy to win. You do have a solid point there. Yep. Just don't lose, exactly. Blip, getting Salt Triple, very nice. Blip definitely, you know, seems to be going for a little bit more, I kind of want to say more optimized movement and riskier strats, but I think the movement from both of these runners are very good, so I think this is a very equal race. And they're very well matched up against each other. Ooh. Yeah, Infinite's gonna have to wait a little for the Podobo here to pop up again. That's quite unfortunate. Ouch. Blip has been catching up, yeah. for sure. Definitely, but like if Infinite just keeps this up, then I'm not sure if Blip is going to have enough time to, you know, save 2.5 minutes over Infinite. Because that was the difference that we started with entering the Odyssey part of this relay race. But hey, anything can happen. Like, we still got some hard parts ahead of us. Like, Mecha Wiggler. But that, I don't want to say it too loud. I mean, to be fair, Team WEEB does have the power of anime on their side. That is definitely something to consider. Is Blip? Yeah. Oh. I was too distracted by Blip missing the Podobo that I didn't even see. Like, I think Infinite missed the lantern. Dang. That's very unfortunate. And here for some very swaggy movement. We just dive on some of these very small platforms to get over to this meat. And we just throw it in the soup. Yeah, Blip's definitely much closer by. Let me actually look at the timer for once, so I can see what the difference is. I've been doing a terrible job at that. 46, 14, low 14, but all right. Team Clintstevens had an advantage of 2.5 minutes entering this race. Yeah. Oh, Blip doesn't know the backup. There's actually, or they might know. I'm not sure. Oh, that was really unfortunate. But there's actually a part of that wall that you can run up to when your Mario's butt is on fire. And you can save yourself for that. Also, Infinite just throwing away like half a second there due to diving and throwing his cap. Actually, because he threw his cap, that's more than half a second. Yikes. But yeah, Blip could have saved himself there if he run up a certain part of the wall there. But hey, now we are in Ruined Kingdom. Also, yeah, Blip is like has made up, despite, you know, losing quite some time there due to dying. still about, you know, more than half a minute ahead on his own run. This is a good run, you swear, you got this, Infinite. Yeah, we like to do, you know, like to give everyone a shout out during Ruin because it's basically just an auto-scroller. Nothing really interesting about that. Yeah, make sure to go check out all of these runners that have been part of this relay race. Now we get Wilco, Flixer, SB, Switchmaster, Blip, and Infinite. Make sure to go check them out, give them all a follow. Very epic, high-level runners. And, you know, make sure to follow SpeedGaming as well to keep up with this tournament. Because, you know, I think these are, you know, some of the final matches in this tournament, so. Yeah. Infinite heading into Bowser's Kingdom. Which I would definitely say, no, would be kind of the final challenge of this run. There's still lots of time you can lose in Moon Kingdom, but it's not as hard as Bowser's. Yeah, Infinite heading for going for the Bird Ram here. Shameless plug for themselves. Nice. I didn't know there was a command, so otherwise I would have done it. So yeah, we won't be seeing crates from Infinite. Which could save about like 1-2 seconds, I believe. This is some Infinite gaming. I hate that. I also love it. Oh no, SB got the wrong Twitch link. This is so sad. Oh, and so did Flixer. SMH. Well, I guess no plug up, no shoutouts for you guys. No. Well, since they're in chat, you know, you can just click on their names and then give them a follow anyway. Only good runners get a real Twitter, yikes. Just going for this kill, straight up. Dang. Alright, obviously the most important part of this run is now coming up. We get to see whether Infinite is a Harriet first or Chopper first gamer. And obviously, you know, there's only one true way to do it, but... Oh, thank you, Infinite. You have just gotten so much love in my heart. True gamer right here. Topper first gang for life. But yeah, it really doesn't matter whether you do top or Harriet first. Like, it doesn't say that there's not one that's faster than the other. So. I just think that, wait, no, I can't say that. That word is banned. Heck. Well. There goes that, I guess. But hey, we got a pretty okay topper fight from Infinite. We'll see a blip going for, this Bowser's Ram right here. Very nice. That always looks so cool. But yeah, just a bunnies between these gamers. Also, Blip is also a gamer. Okay, I love you too, Blip. This is a very good race now, all of a sudden. I mean, it already was, but... Yeah, but both gamers hacking up a little bit on Topper. To be fair, Topper is the harder of these, the harder one of these brutals. Yeah, Infinite heading into Mech, or Mecha Brutal, or Robo Brutal, whatever you want to call it. Any name is fine, as long as people know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is a very scary part, because if you fall off, you lose a lot of time. Depends on how well you back it up, but you can lose a lot of time. So let's see. Very nice first hit. Also, I do think that Blip didn't do Bird Ram, which means he'll get the Crates moon right here. Yeah, Infinite really not leaving all that much time behind, you know, so far throughout this run for Blip to catch up. And now for target acquired, Paulsham. Very good Mecha Brutal. Very clean. Oh. That was a... Yeah. Nice save there, Blip. I definitely agree with Blip there, thinking that they weren't gonna make it to the platform. So, very good save. Because if you die there, that's a very long fall. Because for some reason, the death barrier in Bowser's Kingdom is put very low. And now mech from Blip. So far, pretty good. Yeah, Infinite looking to get a low 103-ish time, I think. Maybe high 102 even. Also very nice Mecha Brutal from Blip. Which, like, Mecha Brutal is very hard, you know, in general. But then also doing it under pressure, it suddenly becomes so much harder. So yeah, these gamers both pulling it off is It's really nice to see. Oh, that's some hot vectors. But yeah, this one's not over yet. You know, we still gotta fight Bowser, and then oh, first of all, Mooncave skip. Please don't get a Mooncave skip meltdown. Thank you. No. Okay, thank you. Dude, I thought I cursed him so hard. Because you can just get extremely screwed over by Cappy there. Through either a value dive or just Cappy not letting you bounce on him. And just volleying into the void. I mean, that would make this race very interesting, to be honest. Because there would be like, you know, there would only be like 10-ish seconds in between them. But hey. You know. We still gotta beat Bowser's ass and then capture him. And escape from the moon. Very nice Mooncave escape from Blip as well. Heading into the chapel here to stop Bowser from forcefully marrying Peach. Because yes, apparently you can just do that. Oh, there's no cutscene there. It's surprising, like, how much that happens even when you play the game a lot. Just thinking there's cutscenes in places where there aren't any. Insert obligatory 2DSS joke right here. Okay, well, we got that out of the way. Now time for obligatory XD skip joke. Okay. Any more? No, that was it? Okay, cool. Glad we got that over with. Yeah, Infinite looking like a low 103, which is a very good time for a race, especially with his PB like playing pretty much within a minute and a bit of his PB. Very nice. Also get your jamming emotes in, because this is a fucking bop. But yeah, looking very... Oh! 102? Perhaps? Is it gonna be a... It looks like 102. Dang, that was a very solid Oh, no, never mind. I got you baited. Dang. You got you baited. I'm sorry. 10301. Very solid. GG's to Team Clintstevens on winning the race. And very well played. Are we gonna get the gem again, or are they gonna keep this audio from Infinite? I mean, I would love to hear it, but we don't get the banger twice. Sag. Also, dang, Blip, actually a really solid run. With a 105 PB. Just playing within a minute of his PB, very, very good as well. But unfortunately, it was not enough for, you know, to catch up with Team Clintstevens. Yeah, GG's to Team WEEB as well. Y'all gamers did great. Very nice races today. Right here. 310, 3-4 total. Nice. Lots of very epic gaming going on. But yeah. I'm not sure if there is any more races after this, but if not, then thank you guys for watching. It was and shoutouts to the runners once again. Make sure to go give them a follow. As you can see, they were very epic gamers, very speedy as well. But yeah, I guess, you know, I will be heading out.